Good day everyone. My name is Annalen C. Planto and I'm reporter of Lesson 3 Pieces of Learning. When you say phases of learning, it talks about a stage, process, or an act of a learning. So everything, lahat naman tayo is pumupunta sa pagkatuto. Meron lang pong stage which is phases of learning. Introduction, theories, principles, and philosophies are some of the preferences in the acquisition of learning. Traditionally, when we talk about learning, the initial thought is basically it focuses on acquisition of knowledge during childhood and adolescence. So, di ba nga, pinagkukuhanan natin ng ating pagkatuto, ating references ay sa mga theories, principle, and philosophies. Ilan lang yan sa napagkukuhanan ng ating mga kaalaman. So, siyempre kapag pinag-uusapan ng pagkatuto, nakafocus ito kung saan tayo nag-umpisa, like sa pagiging bata. So saan nga ba tayo natuto, 'di ba? We do formal learning in school. So syempre doon naka-focus ang ating learning pagdating sa kaalaman. New information gives new ideas, information, and perception. Through in some points, an individual has an option to choose whether he wants to learn from one learning opportunity or not. So when we say new information, it talks about our nagbibigay sa atin ng new ideas. At syempre nasa tao pa rin 'yon kung paano nga siya kumuha ng mga ideas sa mga nakikita niya o na-experience niya. Nasa tao naman yan if ever na kung paano sila matuto. May kanya-kanya kasing style ang isang individual, lalo na pagdating sa pagkatuto. So, syempre, pag sinabing new information, yun yung mga bagong information na maa-adapt natin sa kapaligiran natin. Just like this, yung nag-aaral tayo, first year college hanggang third year college, 'di ba? Patuloy pa rin tayong natututo, and we are in the middle of sabi nga nila is yung sumasabak na tayo sa totoong laban ng pag-aaral or para matuto talaga tayo. So, experiential learning is different from formal learning, where an individual learns from monitoring, training, teaching, or planned activities. So, syempre, ang experiential learning, di ba, alam naman natin, example of this experiential learning is like role play, the teacher conduct, or the school conduct some field trip, going to museum, going to zoo, 'di ba? Nakaka-experience tayo at nalalaman natin kung anong klaseng hayop yung mga usually hindi natin nakikita, na sa zoo lang talaga natin nakikita. At yung na-experience natin na yung iba, 'di ba, first time lang makakita ng ganong hayop. So which is na-experience natin kung paano, kung ano talaga sila personally, na hindi lang sa cellphone or sa media natin nakikita. So formal learning naman, pag sinabing formal learning, yes, alam natin na ang formal learning is teacher and student interaction. So ganito, like pagdi-discuss ng isang teacher with the audience like mga mga students, and the training and the planned activities. Nevertheless, alongside the learning, acquisition involves different phases to go through in order to make learning worthwhile and success. So, syempre kapag natuto tayo ng alam nating napag-aralan natin, magiging worth ito sa atin, at alam natin na darating ang panahon is magiging successful tayo at hindi tayo magsisi doon dahil syempre nagawa natin ng paraan kung paano tayo matuto and with our own, hindi kailangan manghingi ng tulong sa iba, which is true, 'di ba? We are learning from our own. So, according to Dave Mayer in Accelerated Handbook Learning, there are 4 phases of learning. There are preparation, practice, and performance. So, dako naman tayo sa sabi ni Dave Mayer na ang phases ay may 4 na pagkatuto, which is preparation phase, presentation phase, practice, and performance phase. So, si Dave Mayer ay isang author ng book na ito. So, dako tayo sa preparation phase. When we say preparation phase, this is also defined as planning. At this stage, the teacher plans and prepares all necessary activities which may help to arouse and sustain the interest of learners throughout the learning process. So, pag sinabi nating preparation, pagpreprepara, which is katumbas nito or kalakip nito ang planning, di ba? So, without planning, hindi ka makakabuo ng preparation. So, at this stage, example na lang yung magpaplano ang teacher at aalamin kung ano yung mga interest ng isang bata na nakakatulong para makuha ang interest mo at makuha at malaman nila ang learning process or ma-adapt nila kung ano yung ituturo mo. So, this stage requires comprehensive and complete step-by-step procedure and visualization of how learning will be implemented in a way that learning objective will attain. A good plan enables the teacher to. So, ito naman yung teacher is complete step-by-step at kung ano yung mga procedure. So, una is be confident. Siyempre, kapag tayo gumawa ng preparation, ng plano, dapat nakalakip dyan na confident tayo na maintindihan ng isang student or learners natin kung ano yung ibibigay nating lesson or activity. So, next is keeping track with sequence of activities. Siyempre, dapat alam mo yung mga plano na, siyempre, ikaw ang gumawa, dapat alam mo yung plano o yung flow ng activities. Improve his or her teaching for future lesson. So, siyempre, kasama din dyan ang pag-aaral ng lesson para sa magandang pag-deliver mo ng mga lesson na ibibigay mo sa mga learners. Be organized in time frame. So, syempre, kapag tayo nagtuturo, alam mo, dapat may allotted time ka or sakto yung oras na ibibigay mo na hindi dapat nagmamadali or nagmamadali ka sa mga lesson na binibigay mo. So, next is consider the level and the previous knowledge of the learner and guide the learners in the preparation of activities. So, syempre, kailangan mo na i-consider ang kanilang prior knowledge, which is, syempre, kung ano yung alam nila, kailangan mo din silang turuan at alam mo yung mga napag-aralan na nila. And, syempre, guide the learners para sa mga activities na ipapagawa mo. Kasi, syempre, ang mga learners is wala pang idea kung ano yung mga ipapagawa mo. Kaya, you need to be clearly instruct the learners. Anticipate possible conflicts in the execution of the lesson. So, syempre, kapag ang paggawa ng mga lesson, ng activities, syempre, dapat alam mo yung mga conflicts na alam mong mangyayari. Which is, hindi naman maiiwasan yun. So, dapat handa ka. So, next is ask relevant, proper, and important, constructive questions. So, syempre, kapag pagtapos na ang lesson or activities, you may conduct kahit isang question at proper, important, constructive question na alam mong masasagot nila. So, here are some ways preparing the learners before the presentation of the lesson. So, ito naman yung pag-prepare mo para sa mga learners. So, first is stimulate the learner's curiosity by providing question and pose problem each other. So, kailangan mo ring kapag syempre medyo boring ang lesson, you need to ask some question to them to make the class maging masigla, 'di ba? Para na rin sa mga mag-ask ka ng question na alam mong mabubuhay yung interest nila, just like that. So next is establish a positive social environment by giving group activities. So syempre kapag maganda rin yung magbibigay ng activities or group activities para na rin ang mga syempre may mga shy type na estudyante, that was the way para na rin mawala ang kanilang pagiging introvert, which is totoo naman sa ibang mga learners. So next is develop a learning community through giving a chance to everyone to choose and change their learning partners throughout the program. So dito naman is wag mong sanayin ang mga learners na iisa na lang ang mga grupo ng kanilang nakakasama. Kailangan mo ring i-explore yung kanilang o explore nilang sarili nila sa ibang grupo na makakatulong sa pakikipag social communication nila, na nakakatulong din sa kanila para ma-enhance yung kanilang communication skills, social skills, at para na rin syempre makasama rin nila yung maka-adapt din sila ng iba't ibang idea sa iba't iba nilang classmate. So yun lamang po. Thank you.